In this video, I want to continue going over the uranium sector, where last week I discussed a new bull market could be forming. If you go to the stage analysis screener and go to the health page, this page allows you to rank stock market sectors against each other to show which sectors are strengthening or weakening the most in a given week. And if I sort by percentage of stocks that are moving into stage 1 and stage 2, I see that the uranium sector is at the top of the list. And this list shows that 18% of the uranium stocks in this list transitioned into stage 1 this past week, and 25% transitioned into stage 2, which individually, if I sort by those, you can see that uranium is again at the top of the list across all the sectors in the screener as far as percentage of stocks in the list that are transitioning into these stages. So what that shows is that uranium, as of what happened last week, is really at the top of the market as far as strengthening overall. And one other thing to point out is that the ideal buy point that I've talked about in many previous videos, but that's really what we're looking for as far as getting into a new bull market early in stage 2, and the ideal times to buy are on the breakout above the 30-week moving average on a massive increase in volume, or sometimes you get a pullback to the 30-week moving average, which allows you to do another low risk entry point because you use the moving average as basically your stop loss, and as long as the market holds above the moving average and volume continues to come into the market, you pretty much have a stage 2 breakout on your hands. So if you look at a lot of these uranium charts, you can see that they are at the cusp of what we would call a stage 2 breakout. URA last week had another strong showing as far as volume. It gained about 1% for the week, but the volume was almost 3 times average volume, which once again is what we want to see as far as a potential new stage 2 breakout. Looking at the leading stock in this sector, Cameco once again had a strong week, doing almost 2 times average volume, and it's gone up about 7 or 8 weeks in a row, but the key thing to continue to watch is whether it holds above the 3-week moving average if a new stage 2 breakout's forming, and obviously the moving average is going to start to slope upwards if this is indeed a real stage 2 breakout. Denison Mines had a strong week, and again the volume is almost 2 times average volume, about 1.5, but again we're doing at least above average volume for a number of weeks in a row, which is another sign that again accumulation is going on in this sector. Uranium Energy was up on 2 times average volume, and UR Energy was up on about 1.5 times average volume. And two stocks that I find interesting in this sector are NextGen Energy, which NextGen actually had a great pattern back in 2014 and early 2015 where it broke out on a massive increase in volume and then kind of consolidated those gains, and then had a huge breakout earlier this year on super high volume. And really this stock was basically bucking the entire uranium mining sector, which was still going through a bear market. And the pressure from that uranium mining bear market finally got to NextGen Energy in the middle of this year, where it topped out and moved lower. But a good sign that again this uranium sector is bottoming is what's happened the last 5 or 6 weeks, where this former leading stock in the uranium sector has been going up on above average volume, doing over 2 times average volume 4 or 5 weeks ago, and then continuing to advance on above average volume over the last few weeks. So basically this stock, which was a former leader in this sector, is reasserting leadership. And another example in this sector is Canalaska Uranium, another uranium exploration play where, once again, earlier this year, this stock underwent a massive stage 2 breakout, but then again had a a huge pullback earlier a few months ago. But ever since the uranium sector has been performing strongly the last month or so, you saw another big increase in volume in this stock, and it's trying to retake that 30-week moving average. So again, to summarize, I continue to look at this sector as a potential stage 2 bull market trading opportunity. And full disclosure, I am long UEC and URG at the time of the recording of this video. Please see the disclaimer associated with this video. And for more information on stage analysis and understanding what stage 2 breakouts are and how they can be profitable for investors, I urge you to check out my website at nextbigtrade.com and click on the stage analysis tab, which discusses the stage analysis system and really what the 4 stages are and how they work as far as the trend following system for trading the markets.